Baby boy, you stay on my mind. That's what I'm saying to this food. What's Fucci and your Louis YouTube? It's your girl Chef Kid coming back again for the 4th episode of Chef Kid's Kitchen. Today I got a new recipe that I have concocted. So I'm hoping you guys will love it. Hope it's sweet, tangy, spicy, alluring, things like that. So let's get into it. Without further ado, I'm gonna present to y'all the honey garlic chicken with some fried rice. Ooh, get it? Let's get busy. All right, so we're in the kitchen. You know how this normally goes. And I do have on a bra. Please don't think that I'm just over here doing my thing. But sports bra by Nike, and Carhartts, and got some Crocs on the feet, and but you already know how this is about to go. I have to zap the ingredients in here, and I think I'm gonna get an apron on. How about I get an apron on this go around? Yes, we get more official, like a referee with a whistle. Toot toot. See if I remember this trick. Bippity boppity. So now y'all can see that I did the little trick or whatever. Got some glasses on and got a red apron on. So the ingredients that we're gonna be working with today is gonna be sesame oil. You can get this at basically any store as long as they have an Asian aisle. Oh my God, girl. About to knock everything over. Excuse the technical difficulties. Tofu. Now, the key to this tofu, I know y'all looking at the texture. Let's get in there. Hopefully my camera will work with me. Well, y'all get the gist. But I have done the twice freeze method. Basically, that method is where you get the tofu from the store, put it in the freezer overnight, take it out, put it in the refrigerator, or at least in a controlled temperature environment where it can thaw out without, you don't want no bacteria and stuff in your food. Same thing goes like with chicken and beef and all the other old McDonald had his farm. So if you do that method twice, then you'll come up with a very different textured tofu, more like chicken, which is the goal. We trying to make like a little, I don't want to say like General Tso's, but something along those lines, okay? Then we got honey. You can get any honey you desire. I got the little bear because it's the cheapest honey. All I know is Smokey the Bear, you need to come down on your prices because boyfriend, honey is getting expensive. Of course, we got the cooked rice because we're doing the lazy girl path. Lazy guy path. If you're a dude watching this, shout out to y'all. Y'all should be watching this too so y'all can learn how to cook this little meal and stuff for your ladies, okay? I know my girls want some good food too. Then we got some, you can get the already frozen pack. You can get it at any grocery store. This is Target. They have peas and carrots already in a frozen. You can get them in a can. You can get them fresh, chop them up, pick them, however you please. But peas and carrots, you'll see why. Garlic, minced. We did the lazy girl way, bought it already minced up. That's another hack. If you don't want to always mince up stuff and you see that you're using garlic on a regular basis, keep you some of this in the pantry. It's gonna save you a lot of chopping time. Then we got salt. This is going to take this chicken up a notch. It's gonna take your protein of choice up a notch. But this is Oriental Special 5 Spice. I got this, I believe, at H-E-B. In the Asian food aisle. It consists of, I'm going to tell you the ingredients just in case you can't find this. You can find the individual ingredients, I imagine. There has to be some recipe floating around where you can make your own little 5-spice mix at the house. I don't know. But it has anise star, sugar, cinnamon, fennel, salt, clove, and citrus peel powder. So it's very floral, very oriental, almost like Christmas and a spice. Now, I know you probably thinking, Chef Kid, what in the narcos do you got going on? I promise this is cornstarch. I film in a different location from mi casa, so I generally have to bring stuff sometimes for certain recipes. And I bought some cornstarch in a bag, so there's that. Now, we're going to get these out the way, get the hot pan, heat it up with some of this glorious sesame oil. By the way, if you can't find sesame oil, or if you just are allergic or, you know, choose not to use it, you just want to make it right there, right now, but you got all these ingredients in your house, just use whatever oil you please. A neutral, high burning point type oil like grapeseed, vegetable, whatever. But this is going to take your Asian meals up so many notches, I promise you. It has that taste that you get from those takeouts and those mom and pop places that make it homemade. So get you some sesame seed oil. I just put you a bouquet. Here we go. Let's get it out the way. So in the midst of me doing my little change around, that I forgot to tell you about one key ingredient that you're gonna need, which is going to make this sauce. That is either soy sauce, preferably low sodium if you're trying to watch your health and all that stuff. I'm looking out for you guys, so I really try to make sure I give y'all the best options, but I'm also love food and love all the seasonings and all the bad things for you as well. So do you. But soy sauce, you will need that for sure. But I'm gonna be using a different situation. You can find this in, I'm beginning to see them more and more at different stores, but it's coconut aminos. And there's different brands, but this is Coconut Secret. It is a soy-free alternative to soy sauce, and it has 73% less sodium than soy sauce, and it actually tastes really good. And not only that, it has like the coconut aminos in it. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the back for you. This is also for my people who got diabetes and can't have like high glycemic things or whatever. So this is good for if you need a low glycemic, girl, get your words, a low glycemic product in your life. So here we go. This sap is very low glycemic and contains a wide range of minerals, vitamin C, broad spectrum B vitamins, 17 amino acids, and it has a nearly neutral pH. So for my people watching y'all's pH, this is good. This is good business. So right now I got the pans kind of warming up. I'm going to take this pan off first. I'm going to focus on making the sauce. So I got the pan, nothing in it at this moment. It's on a medium low heat. So I'm gonna take about, I'm gonna give y'all measurements today. Well, you know what? No, I'm not. I lied. I'm gonna still give them to you in the description, of course, but I'm gonna be putting in, you're gonna need about a half a cup of soy sauce. So it is best that you have, you know, a big bottle. So yeah, half a cup will do. Then you're going to let that kind of warm up a little bit, because you're going to take about a half a tablespoon. Today, it looks like it's just gonna be, Chef Kid's gonna be fumbling on her words, so forgive me. But 1 to 2 tablespoons of honey. So, yeah. I'm also gonna be adding some sriracha. Because why not? Depending upon how spicy you want it, you can go from a teaspoon all the way to a half a tablespoon. Like I said, depending on how spicy you want it. Personally, I wouldn't go as high as 2. Did I say a half a teaspoon? I meant to say 1 teaspoon to 3 teaspoons of sriracha. I'm gonna do about 2 teaspoons. So, yeah. Scratch all of that. 2 teaspoons solid of sriracha. Okay. So, I'm also going to be adding just a dribble of some sesame seed oil. Kind of give it that nuttiness that sesame seeds have. I'm also going to add, you can do a half a teaspoon all the way to a teaspoon, but because I'm doing a smaller one, little small batch situation. So for my vegan people, I'm gonna put in the link or the descriptions below. I'm gonna put a link for Mary's Test Kitchen. She makes a tubular honey alternative for my plant-based vegan people, and it is just as simple as apples. That's really all it is to it, but I'm gonna put it down below, so if you need any help with that, you know where to go. I'm gonna be adding a half a teaspoon of the oriental spice to this as well. That's just gonna give it that flavor and all that jazz. Kind of want to crank up the heat a little bit more because you're going to now add some cornstarch. Do at least a half of a teaspoon, but put a little bit at a time. Do kind of like what I'm doing. You see I'm doing a little tap, 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 because you don't want it to clump up all at once. You want to make sure it's smooth because it's supposed to just thicken up the sauce. Okay, so now you're kind of letting all of your ingredients get together, get to know each other. And we're going to cook this until it's thick. And I'm going to also let it start kind of sitting on its own. I turned the heat up to roughly about, on this knob, it's about a 3.5. So yeah, like a medium to medium high heat. On this other burner, I'm going to put and get started with the nuggets. Now, normally, if you have a wok, I recently can't find my wok. That's neither here nor there. So if you do have a wok, this is a better situation, but this pan will do. You can do one of two things. Personally, I'm not a big like deep fried person when it comes to my own house. Like if I go out and about or some whatever, you know, like going to the rodeo or whatever, and you get like some deep fried something, fine. But in my house, I generally just try to not do that. So I just put about 1/4 cup of oil in the pan, enough to where you can turn your things around and get them cooking. If you want to go deep fried, I will also say sesame oil is not the cheapest, I guess you can say, because this little bottle I think was like $2 or $3. But if you go to bulk stores, you can find a bigger one. I have the bigger one at home. So I'm letting this pan get hot, and I'm letting this pan thicken up. And I will say, if you don't see that your sauce is getting thick enough to your liking, and note, make sure the consistency is about as thick as honey. So if you see that it's the 1/2 teaspoon is not enough, you can always add a little bit more, but just add a little at a time. So while that is doing its thing, I am going to let that do. I'm going to take the tofu bits and I'm going to just sprinkle. It's gonna end up being about 1/4 of a teaspoon, maybe 1/4 a teaspoon to 1/2 a teaspoon. I always use teaspoons, but it's just the easier, you know, measurement. Just coat them. Make sure they're all equally coated, like so. Then you're also going to take, I would say like a pinch of salt on the nuggets and a pinch in the sauce, because the soy sauce is already salty enough. The coconut aminos really doesn't have a lot of saltiness to it, so I just added a little bit. Okay, now that I've gotten all of this seasoned, you are going to now take the cornstarch. There is no accurate measurement for me, I will say, on the cornstarch situation. Have enough to coat your tofu. That's really all it is to it. If you don't have cornstarch, you can always use flour. Just know that in most Asian recipes with the fried bits, they usually will use cornstarch because it has a different consistency when fried. Gives it that crunchy General Tso's takeout. And you just want to evenly coat it where it looks like that. Look like little powdered donuts. Big booty. So the way to test and see if your oil is ready, this is a tip, this is a trick. The way to test to see if your oil is ready, because you see my hand still got a little cornstarch, I did that on purpose. I'm gonna just flick a little bit. If you see bubbles, then it is ready. I have slight bubbles, so it is not fully ready. I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit more and let it get a little higher. While that is getting hot and bothered, how's your day going, my loves? I hope this week has been productive for you guys. It's been totally productive for me. So I am in the process of, like I said last video, starting back up on my sea moss situation, right? And it's now just me going back to the drawing board with like my packaging and what measurements I'm gonna use as far as the new product that I'm rolling out, because I'm going to be taking some products off the market and revamping them and putting them up on the market. So yeah, but it has just been a lot of me behind the scenes drawing and learning everything that I can. It is something to be said. If you want to build an empire for yourself or your family, whomever it may be, it is something to be said about doing everything on your own. And I really do it on my own because I don't have the money like that to just be paying people. And I have enough talents within myself. I'm pretty, not tooting my own horn, but I'm pretty much able to do a lot of things, a multitude of things. I drew the logo for this channel. I drew the picture for Chik'n. And these are just skills I've garnered up like throughout the years, basically. Like just being an artsy-fartsy tall kid from Houston, Texas. I have to, I have to figure my way out. So right now it's just been a lot of going back to the drawing board, tweaking things, getting things right and tight and ready to be represented to you guys. And now that my platform is kind of getting a little bit bigger at a time, like it's definitely crucial that I go back to the drawing board and make sure everything is chef's kiss perfect. I don't want to come half. No one should want to come incorrect at anything you do. And also, because I didn't do it the last few videos, let's start it up. If no one tells you today I love you, go ahead, take it in. Air hugs, because I know we too far apart, but yet so close because you watching me whipping up the meals. Now that I've gotten that out the way, I believe this Earl is a little bit, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to, it is not ready. It is not ready. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake, folks. It is not ready. I've made an error. It's fine though. The sauce though is coming out marvelous. And as thick as honey is the thickest it should be. The thinnest you see. I'm going to add just a hair more of the cornstarch to get it nice and thick. So yeah, you're gonna end up probably using a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons, or excuse me, teaspoon to 3 teaspoons of cornstarch, considering the amount of soy sauce and liquid that's in here. And of course, I'm going to be working on trying to get my website up so that way each video and each recipe I come out with, it is archived for you guys, and you can just go on the website and boom, find it. And I'm gonna make it possible some way, somehow, where if you need to do more than what my regular recipe calls for, because like I've said time and time again, I'm trying to make it where it's small batch because it's really only me. I'm the only vegetarian, so there's that. I have to fend for myself. It's hard in the streets. So I am going to, dang, I thought I could, you know what, there's a hack. You can actually use the little hole for your spoon to hold it, but it's too big, but that's fine. There. And make sure you have enough room in between the tofu because you don't want it to stick together. Okay. That's the last thing it's on site. It's on site. This light the whole time I've been doing this, and I know it's because of the pineapple. Every time I get in this kitchen, this light me. Anyways, you're letting this sizzle up. You want this to get golden crisp. Golden crisp. It's as simple as that. And also, it ain't official if you don't clap the tongue. And you also want to make sure you're cooking every side evenly, okay? Because it is nothing like having one side cooked and one side uncooked. That ain't good business. And you ain't getting busy if you cooking one side. I'm going to turn this sauce off. I'm going to let it sit off to the side on the other stove top. So you want each piece to get, you want it, what's crispy? You want it as crispy as Steve Harvey's hairline used to be. That man's not one piece of hair out of place, even with the mustache. As you are letting these crisp, you kind of want to make sure that you're getting them to a golden consistency. I do have a rack already off to the side because when these finish cooking, I'm going to lay them on this some way, somehow. Give you the heads up, the first batch is not going to just fry off the top golden brown crisp. It always happens, it's inevitable. Every time you get the first batch, it's not as crisp as you want it, or not as golden as you want it. So the second batch, the second round, the grease is a little bit more dirty one, and yeah, but you see the vibes. Got that golden crispy Chick-fil-A golden type exterior. Oh my goodness. So y'all, I try to listen to new artists and put, you know, new music into my repertoire whenever I can. And there is a song that I know every person that is on TikTok, it's either Money or Muni long, and it's hours and hours. I don't know if y'all done listen to that woman's lyrics, but shorty's spitting, okay? People only hear the little clip, the cute little clip that they play on TikTok or whatever. Listen to that song. Man, she went dumb on the lyrics. I'm a huge, lyric snob. And I love when the lyrics are so good where I'm just like, did you really just say that? Did you? And then I gotta replay it 10 times because I'm like, it's such a great song. So listen to it. Just listen to it. Oh, and by the way, because you know that now that mama got a little bit of a platform, I'm going to go ahead and get my shameless plug on my friend. Goes by Ezekiel Mathis. He is, if you want some man with grand vocals, okay, grand vocals, to listen to The Shower. The Shower is on YouTube. Go support my friend. Actually, he's not even my friend. He's family. He's like my little brother. Because, oh my God, he put his foot in the project. Shout outs to him for doing that. Young, talented, it don't get no better. But go and stream that. He wanted it to be a free project so that way you guys can get good quality vibes for the low. It ain't even low. It's no low. It's no high. It's free. So you would be dumb to not go check it out. That's all I have to say. And another shameless plug. You will soon be able to check out my podcast with my sister. Coming out with our podcast. We're filming next week. And it is going to be The Misadventures of Keyshawn and Sid. This is our podcast not only highlighting our misadventures, but just also learning, touching topics that young Black women should be touching, up on, and just speaking on facts, speaking of news, just gonna be doing the damn thing. Shameless plug, shameless plug, shameless plug. I'll be having a new song coming out soon, working on the artwork, so bear with me. But you can always still support and go check your girl out on Apple Music and Spotify. Song Chik'n, stage name CLDUB. So CL Dub. And that's just that on that. I'm shamelessly plugging all of the stuff on my channel. And of course, many of my friends, if they have any small businesses and things like that they want me to shout out, they better tell me something. Because they know I'm going to put on for them. It's just how I do. All right. So now, fried rice. So we're going to put at least a half a teaspoon of oil in the pan. Okay. I am going to put it on a medium heat. I'm going to put the veggies in first. You wanna hit a sizzler, the sizzler, little bit of sizzler. So right now we got the veggies and the sesame oil getting together, getting acquainted. I am going to add something though. I'm going to add an egg, okay? Fried rice should have an egg in it, or a veganized egg of some sort, but it should have egg in there. I'm going to kind of scramble it up roughly in the pan with the veggies, because believe it or not, these veggies don't take long to cook. We're gonna let that cook up a little bit. So the rice is pre-cooked, as y'all know. I actually changed rice because BF had to go to the store and get some soy sauce. So got some other rice. So of course you see the pan, the vines, got the eggs, carrots, peas. Now we're going to attempt to open this. So pan is still kind of warm. I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit. So now at this point I'm gonna put about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, because at this point you're gonna put your rice in there with your clean hands, break it up, make sure you break it up, and now you are going to crank the heat up and let all of this get together and get to know each other. But we letting this all get together. I'm pretty sure there's probably like different variations, but I'm showing you the easy, inexpensive fried rice way. Probably get crazy, get hibachi grill with it with lots of butter. And if you do that, then we can be best friends. Because although, yes, I try to preach the healthiness, I love butter. And butter loves me. Okay? Put a little bit more of that soy sauce. Now that the spring is coming, daylight be kind of cranking through a little bit longer, which always trip me out. Who the hell came up with daylight savings, by the way? Because I could fight them. Only because I'm like, my sleep schedule has finally gotten down to a science, and then as soon as that happens, boom, we lost an hour. Because we soon, I know we're getting closer and closer and closer. We're getting to lose an hour of sleep. I love my sleep. A whole sloth or koala bear in these streets, okay? But the grind don't stop. The grind don't stop. So the fried rice is almost done. Look at that. You're making fried rice. So if you aren't feeling like making your own fried rice, you can always get you some frozen packs of fried rice. I'm not here to judge. Oh my God, everything could have went left with that one move. So next, we have to sauce up the cubes. And then once we sauce it up, we do the infamous plating, okay? Y'all know I love to plate my food. And what's also great about this fried rice recipe, remember I gave y'all the tutorial and the tips on how to make your own rice. So now it is no excuse. You can do what you can do, okay? You go to that tutorial, I'll put it in the description below, and then you bring the cheeks right on back, and then you whip this up, okay? But you can do virtually anything with fried rice too. You don't have to do peas and carrots. You might want some edamame. You might want to do maybe the inside of a egg roll kind of situation and put it in rice. Boom, you could then make an egg roll bowl. Wow. Who knows, that might be a recipe down the line. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to put the cool down tofu into a bag, and it's drained and everything of the oil, so. And then I'm gonna pour, actually, yeah. I'm gonna put a little bit more honey. Cause this, oh my God, this actually smacks. And look at that in the bag. Look at that. You know what's about to go down. I have to plate it. So check it out. Oh yeah, before I played it, I know y'all was probably looking at the fried rice situation and was like, she ain't had no seasoning. Fried rice should be next to no seasoning, honestly. Because the soy sauce itself is salty enough where if you put too much in there, it'll be like you literally just popped the top off some salt and just kicked it back like a drink or something. And you don't want that. That's nasty. Back to business. We about to plate this. So here we go. All right, move it over a little bit. Y'all know the vibes. Look at that. I got a little bit on here because I got errands to run, but got a little bit. Cheers. Yes. And the fried rice not being seasoned pairs perfectly with that super seasoned situation right over here known as the honey garlic sriracha tofu or chicken. Oh my God. Y'all already know what to do. At this point, if you don't know what to do, then shame on you. Let me chew this up. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you do the positive comment down below. Let me know that you a real one. Hit the notification button. Tell your people about me. Each one teach one. Baby boy, you stay on my mind. That's what I'm saying to this food. But get up out my face. Make this. Go ahead, get busy.